everyone, and welcome to the 28th Annual Sedona International Film Festival. I'm your host, Carol Kahn. We are coming to you live from Yavapai College at the Sedona campus, and we'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Northern Arizona Healthcare. So thank you for being our sponsor. And I would like to introduce you to the first filmmaker this morning.
Hi.
Joey Medina. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great, especially after partying with you last night. This woman is crazy. I love her, but you can't party with this woman. 'Cause she, oh my God, I didn't even know I was going to make it home. I didn't even sleep. I slept in my car. I slept in my car the entire night. And, oh my God. You should have told me you were a partier like that.
Okay. All right. So he's telling lots of lies. I was out last night, but not too late.
Okay, reality, she went home first.
Yeah, okay. But you know what? Just wait, because there is payback coming up in just a second. I mean, first of all, this is a Bronx boy, right?
Yes,
as you can see on his shirt.
Yes.
And I'm from the Bronx, so right away we hit it off, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, until you started passing the shots around. That's when I left. So your film is called?
My film is called Beautiful Violence, and it's a drama. And it doesn't look like I'm the kind of person that can make a drama, but yes, it's a drama. And it's I'm really proud of it. It's a little film that we kind of made out of necessity because of COVID and because of quarantine. I had another film on deck that I was going to shoot, but it had a lot more moving parts, and it was really impossible to shoot during quarantine. So I decided to write something with in one location with two actors, and that was it. And Beautiful Violence was born.
Okay, so I want to establish that filmmaking for you started when you were really young.
Yeah, filmmaking actually started very young. It's fifth grade was when I realized I wanted to be a filmmaker. I didn't know what it was called, but I had a teacher in fifth grade who showed a Super 8 film that he did with the class the year before, and he was kind of a Batman parody. And the little kid was Batman. His bat rope was a jump rope, and he made it in the yard of the school, and very unprofessional. But I looked at that, I saw that, and I just my jaw dropped, and I was like, I want to do that. I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know it was called directing or filmmaking. I just wanted to make one of those things. And then 2 years later, I was luckily I had a teacher in my junior high school in the Bronx who sold me some stolen equipment from the Board of Education, and it was all stamped Board of Education. He sold me a projector, he sold me a camera, and he sold me a screen for $50. That's a great bargain right there.
That was a great bargain, and it was stolen.
Yes. Well, maybe it just fell off the truck. We didn't know.
See what I mean? Already, I knew you were from the Bronx.
But and then I shot my first film ever. It was a 3 minutes and 10 seconds. That's how long the little film, Super 8 film was. And no sound. And it was a King Kong parody. I had my brother dress up in my mom's fake fur coat, and I had a gorilla mask, and he picked up my sister's dollhouse like he was going to destroy it, but then all the stuff came off the sides, and then you could see his wrists. It was ridiculous. It was so bad, but it was so good at the same time. But I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I made a movie. I made a movie. And I was in 7th grade, so that was pretty fun.
That's awesome. Well, I want to show a clip of your movie first, because there's so much that I want to talk to you about, but this is serious, so we have to do.
And while you watch
first.
this clip, we're going to drink.
Yeah. You know what? You should believe that. All right, let's watch the clip.
All right.
Fuck you looking at? Fuck you. The fuck is wrong with you, man?
Everything's gonna be all right.
Okay, I'm not even going to comment there, but yes.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot that the trailer curses a lot.
So let's talk a little bit about the film. What inspired you to do this film?
Two things, actually. One, like I said, I wanted to write something that takes place with two people in one location. But the plot came from something that really happened to me. there was a point in my life where I was down and out. I was living in my car. I was taking showers at the gym, and it was just sad, right? I didn't think about committing suicide, but I was window shopping the idea, and then I thought to myself, because the only thing I was actually paying for that I had was life insurance for some weird reason. I still had my life insurance. And I thought to myself, well, if I kill myself, I can't give my family life insurance. They won't be able to get it. So then one day I'm pumping gas and in my house, which was my car, and I saw a bunch of gang members out by the gas station. And I thought to myself, if I walk over there and I mess with those guys, they'll kill me, and then my family will get the life insurance money. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. But then I go, well, wait, what if they don't have a gun? Then what would happen with this? And I started thinking of all these ideas, and then I finished pumping gas. I'm like, never mind. I just got back in my car and I left. And I don't know why that idea stayed in my head or in my memory, but that popped up when when I was deciding the film to write. And all the Black Lives Matter movement was really powerful during that time, and it just all worked right. And I said, okay, I'm gonna write a story about a man who needs to die and he's trying to figure out how to do it. Mm-hmm. And Beautiful Violence was born.
Well, one of the things too that I think the film has a message. You said it actually, if it went the other way, so like if he really did if he was killed, mm-hmm. right, the message would perpetuate.
Yeah, well, there's actually more than one message in this film, and a lot of it was just naturally became. It's not something I said, I'm going to do this message, I'm going to do this message. It just happened, and it depends on how you look at it. There's no, unlike a lot of films, this film, there's no clear bad guy, there's no clear good guy, and they're actually both victims. And if anybody, the African American character is probably more of the victim than anybody. He's just minding his own business, and then this guy brought all this drama to him. But yeah, there are a lot of messages in there. And the thing is one of the messages is not everything is black and white. Not everything is what you seems to be. What you think the one character is in this film, he's not that. And then what you think the other character is in this film, he's not that either. And you just find out they're both just doing whatever they need to do to take care of their families, which I think anybody would do.
Right. As a filmmaker, I mean, you were just talking about how this is sort of personal to you, that you had thought about it at some particular point as well. I've got alcohol in there.
Hey, baby,
I knew this is the way we're going to start this morning. But you had mentioned a while ago that your life has been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So do you draw a lot, because I know you're a comedian, you also are a filmmaker, do you draw a lot from your own experiences?
Yeah, definitely. They say that comedians are, and I've been a comedian for 30 years, are some of the saddest people. And I always thought to myself, no. But then I look back and I'm like, yeah, we are, Mm-hmm. I remember my grandmother passing away at 95, and I had to do a show that night. Hardest show I've ever done. 30 years I've done hundreds of thousands of shows. I don't even know. And that was the hardest show I ever had to do. But the show went on, I did it, I cried throughout, I explained to the audience why. I played a video of my grandmother that I made with her, a parody little movie called Grambo, where she's dressed like Rambo. And it was a beautiful evening. It was just a beautiful evening. But yeah, everything I do comes from somewhere. And it also just comes from having empathy. You can't, as a filmmaker or any kind of artist, you can't make somebody feel something you don't. If I forgot who I was telling, but when I'm writing a script, if I'm not crying at a part where someone should be crying when they're watching it, then they're not going to cry. It's not going to be powerful. I need to know that, man, this is so sad. I'm right. Oh God, and I've done that. I'm crying in Starbucks, writing. People are like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then they do. Like when we shot this film, one of the PAs was crying. One of the scenes when Eric Blake, who plays Carlos, was talking about his son with cerebral palsy, she started crying. And of course I fired her immediately, ruining my set. No, I'm kidding. But when I heard her cry, I'm like, yes. it's working, you know. And it's not that I want people to cry. It's just I want people to feel something, and that's all I want. I want people to feel something. I don't care what it is, whatever the message is. I did a horror film. The first short film I ever did was a horror film that won a bunch of awards as well, and it was really freaky and whatever. And people watch it with their mouths dropped, and I'm like, yes. Yes. And like they look at it like I had a friend of mine who watched it. He looked at me and goes, man, you must have been in a dark place when you made this. I'm like, no, I just made something that'll make people weird. Do you feel weird? I'm like, you know, but yeah, so it's just when I write something, when I do something, I do it specifically to make people feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And you know, I feel like too, as a creator, right, even if we just touch one person, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's got to be, and trust me, you know, I've been fortunate enough with this film. This film's been in, I lost count, but it's probably over 100 festivals. I've won 67 awards. But with that said, I've probably have not gotten into maybe another 100 festivals and didn't win a lot of awards in other festivals. So it's, you know, some people love it, some people don't. I had I'm not going to mention the name or the festival, but I had one festival not select the film and then actually give me feedback on why. And it was an African American person that did it, and he explained why, and he thought, you know, a non-African American using the N-word is wrong and this and that, and I hit him back very nicely. I go, thank you very much for this. I really appreciate it, which I did, and I explained to him why he's wrong, or at least why, in my opinion, he's wrong. That's ridiculous. That's like, you know, if you know, I just wrote a film about a transgender, which is a powerful film, and I'm not gay, but yet on there I use the word faggot, where his father calls him that, because that's the reality of life, and we don't have to be we don't have to be a male we don't have to be a female to understand what females go through in society, right? Or vice versa, or black or white or child. People write about children all the time. We're not children anymore. We used to be, but not anymore. We could write about it as long as it's authentic, and as long as I think the message comes from a pure place. That's all that matters. It's not. You know, I don't use the N-word in this film as a trick to make it make it. No, that's stupid. It's there for a reason. If you take that out, there's no film. So it's important for that word to be in this film. Maybe not so many times, but it's important for the word to be in this film.
Well, Joey, how can people find out about your film?
They can't. No, it's come to the Sedona Film Festival. No, my film. If you hit me up on social media. Instagram is my thing, Joey Medina Comic, and I would actually send you a private link to watch the film, because right now it's doing all the festival stuff, so it's really not public, but the trailer is, but you guys just saw the trailer, so.
Awesome. Well,
but go see my other films. Oh wait, yeah, go to BronxBoyEntertainment.com and you can see all my other films. I have another short film that's a drama called The Lesson on there. That's amazing. You'll love it. The horror movie's on there, a whole bunch of other stuff. You know, who knows? And check it out.
We gotta wrap.
Gotta go. Gotta wrap.
See what I mean? Well, thank you so much for being with us. Me. Yeah, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you.
Yeah, and thanks for waking up. I didn't think you were going to make it today. But she's a professional. She did it.
I did. And we will be back with more from the Sedona International Film Festival after this.